you're no longer winded. You're no longer gasping for air. You're no longer seeing, you might still see stars, depending on how hard you train. That could be a blood sugar thing. Vigorous Steve here. So I just uploaded a couple performance enhancing jerk videos. It's time for something else. Let me give you guys 3 tips on how to make your morning fasted cardio a lot more productive and certainly a lot more time efficient, because you can multitask while performing your fasted cardio or post-workout cardio for that sense. And I know it's highly annoying to do your cardio post-workout or upon waking, and a lot of you are procrastinating to the point that you're running out of time, right? You patiently look at the clock, thinking about doing fasted cardio, but then somehow it doesn't happen. So hopefully these 3 tips will make time pass a lot faster because you're actually focusing on something else while you're doing your daily fasted cardio, and you'll still get all of the benefits associated with it, like an improvement in fat loss or the increase of insulin sensitivity and nutrient sensing pathways for a couple hours after performing your daily fasted cardio, the improvement in cardiovascular health markers and cardiovascular endurance, and or training your heart to acclimatize to ever-increasing body weight during the off-season. And depending on the intensity, an increase in VO2 max or heart rate variability. You'll still get all of that. We're simply doing this to get the most out of our day because we're multitasking while performing our fasted cardio. Before we get into it, please like the video, leave a comment for the algorithm, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Now let's get this honorable mention out of the way first to make the time that you spend at the gym a lot more time efficient, and it's walking in between sets. So you're basically combining your workouts with your post-workout cardio, and you're walking in between the time that you're otherwise resting and scrolling on your phone, looking for dates or workout instructions, or following up with the cryptocurrency market or wherever else you spend your time in between sets. Just walk around the gym. You'll get your steps in, you'll burn a little bit of fat. From my experience and all of that of my clients, it doesn't reduce the exercise performance, but when you put all of those steps together, you're actually walking more time in between sets than 30 minutes of post-workout cardio, because most of us do a workout for an hour, 1.5 hours, and walking in between sets while you're otherwise resting would add up to maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or 45 minutes of walking. So you could spend another 45 minutes on the treadmill post-workout. But if you're busy like I am, and hopefully you're busy as well, focusing on your business and everything else that you need to do, walking in between sets is so time efficient that you're burning a tremendous amount of body fat by getting your steps in, and where everybody else is just sitting on their butt being highly unproductive, waiting for the next set, you are banking because you get to spend that extra time that you would otherwise be doing your post-workout cardio on business or your relationship, or, well, playing video games if you're really that tired at the end of the day. So give that a try. I've been doing this for the last couple of months, and it's highly beneficial, highly time efficient, and I'm certainly improving my body composition by simply walking in between sets. First things first, on this 3-tip list, increasing your lung capacity while you're doing your daily fasted cardio. And again, if you're doing your post-workout cardio because you don't like to walk in between sets, you can do it there too. But what I like to do, what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, is simply increasing my lung capacity by breathing in very, very deeply, stretching the lungs to a certain extent, allowing me to breathe in more air and exhale more air out afterwards. Now, this allows me to increase the amount of CO2 that I exhale with each breath. Again, CO2 is what irritates the lungs, and if there's a lot of CO2 in your lungs, it might actually limit the amount of oxygen that you perceive that you're taking in. So when you're inhaling a lot of air and there's a lot of CO2 present because you're not exhaling properly, you feel that you're not getting enough air in, so to say, because the CO2 is displacing some of the oxygen. So by increasing your lung capacity while you're doing daily fasted cardio, by simply taking very deep and controlled and lengthy breaths, so you're not hyperventilating, you're not puffing like you're going to give birth, you're taking a nice, slow and deep breath in, and then you breathe out completely slowly afterwards. This is a technique that I learned while I was swimming in my younger years, where I tried to get all of the swimming diplomas, and we had, 30 of them, if I remember correctly. So one of the techniques that I learned for some of the diving diplomas is this technique to increase your lung capacity so you can take in a lot of air, dive underneath and swim the complete length of the pool. And this is also something you can incorporate for bodybuilding, because the strenuous sets that you perform, whether that's on leg day or back day or whatever other body parts that you're bracing your core or using a lifting belt, towards the end of your set, you start to run out of steam. You feel that you're not getting enough oxygen in. And part of that is because your lung capacity isn't sufficient enough, allowing you to exhale many of the metabolic waste products in the form of CO2. And when you increase your lung capacity and can take more oxygen in and more air in, you're also expelling more of this CO2. So focusing on your breathing and practicing this breathing technique while you're doing your fasted cardio will improve your workout performance during those strenuous working sets and shorten the rest duration that you need in between working sets. Because again, your lung capacity is now so good that you can take in a lot of oxygen and exhale a lot of the CO2. Another thing you can consider to kill time while performing daily fasted cardio is practicing your vacuums. I feel that a normal treadmill and maybe a 3% or even 6% incline is best to practice your vacuums. So you hold the top of the treadmill, you walk up steadily, and then you suck your stomach in for as long as you can. Now, normally people would do their daily fasted cardio and then practice their vacuums afterwards. Right, while posing their front double bicep or their abs and thighs or whatever other pose they like to have a vacuum in. But you can actually combine both things and just do it at the same time. Because if you're preparing for a bodybuilding show or you're like to pose post-workout frequently, to show everybody off that you can suck in a deep vacuum like none other. If you do this while performing daily fasted cardio, while you're actually moving and using some of the oxygen, you build up stamina. Because a lot of people can't hold their vacuum for more than 10 seconds. But if you practice this over and over and over again while holding your hands on the treadmill and simply walking while you're practicing your vacuum, not only do you have better stomach control, you also build up stamina, allowing you to hold your breath for longer. Now you can actually do sets of very deep inhalations to stretch your lung capacity, maybe 10 of those deep inhales and exhales, followed by a 20-second or maybe even 30-second vacuum while you're walking on the treadmill. And by combining both of these techniques by performing moderate activity, you really start to master your breathing. And then when you get into a strenuous set, again, being leg day or back day or chest day or whatever other body parts, you're no longer winded. You're no longer gasping for air. You're no longer seeing, you might still see stars, depending on how hard you train. It could be a blood sugar thing. But certainly those strenuous sets will be a lot less demanding, which we all know what's going to happen. You're going to put on more weight because you have a tolerance for a certain amount of demand during those sets. But because your lung capacity is no longer the limiting factor, or breathing techniques is no longer a limiting factor, and you actually trained your lungs to deal with this increased amount of CO2 while practicing vacuums for 30 seconds on end. If you're able to master this, those strenuous sets will no longer be strenuous, allowing you to add another plate or 2 plates or 4 plates even, increasing the stimulus for hypertrophy and muscle growth afterwards. Last thing on this list, for the guys that have weak calves, you don't have an excuse anymore. All you have to do is walk tippy-toed, ideally on the Stairmaster. I used to do this for years. I used to own a Stairmaster to the point it was starting to aggravate my knees a little bit, so I sold that and replaced it for an elliptical, which is much easier on the knees, and it's not like I need more calves. But since then, since running this experiment, I've recommended to some of my clients who really needed to bring up their calves for bodybuilding competitions. And all you have to do is walk tippy-toed on the Stairmaster. Yes, it's brutal. Yes, it's hardcore. Yes, you will hate me for it, but it's highly time efficient because you're increasing your mind-muscle connection of the calves. And every step that you take on the Stairmaster, you have a little flex at the top, right? Or every step you're going up, you're flexing your calves against your body weight. And this increases the mind-muscle connection after a month of doing this on a daily basis. And again, good luck riding out the Stairmaster for 30 minutes upon waking on a fasted stomach. So you might do this for 10 minutes or 15 minutes and then move to the elliptical or the treadmill, practicing some of the other techniques that we discussed. So maybe you do the Stairmaster with tippy-toed calf raises and get that out of the way first. And then you move on to the deep inhales and exhales alternated with vacuums on the treadmill, for example. So go ahead and give it a try. Walk on your toes every day for a month. And then on the second month, you switch to 3 working sets of calf raises, whether that's seated calf raises or donkey calf raises or standing calf raises or MacGyvering some sort of calf exercise together at the gym. 3 working sets every day, at least 5 times a week, post-workouts. Watch your calves explode. You will gain 1 inch, maybe even 2 over those 2 months. So first you train your mind-muscle connection, allowing you to really connect with your calves by doing them every day while performing your daily fasted cardio. And then once that mind-muscle connection has set and solidified and matured, so to say, you go to the gym and then you go to town with 3 working sets post-workouts to really get those calves to grow. And I'm sure your calves will already grow by doing this daily fasted cardio on your toes, but they will really grow when you hammer them at the gym with proper weights and, of course, proper execution and time under tension. And I really hope this helps, guys. I know you're probably going to hate me for doing all this extra stuff while doing your daily fasted cardio. But again, I'm sure many of you guys are busy. You can't do daily fasted cardio and then practice your vacuums and then magically hope that your lung capacity increases from that 1 working set on the leg press or the hack squat that you're taking to failure once a week, right? You need to increase your lung capacity every day. You need to practice your vacuums every day. And ideally, you grow your calves with everyday activity to a certain extent also. Right? You just put it all together. In 30 minutes, you get it out of the way. You get the job done. You go about your business. And then you do your before and after pictures. And I'm sure within a month or 2, your physique will have improved significantly. I'll leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're looking for the most comprehensive guides to bodybuilding pharmacology, you can find the ebooks on my website, vigoroussteve.com/shop. Personalized advice always available through consultations. You can find the rates in the consultation section. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at VigorousSteve. I'm launching a Vigorous to the Max Clips channel. So all of my working sets, everything that I take to failure, all the sets that might be able to inspire you to try a particular exercise or particular modifications, those are all being uploaded as we speak and going live every 4 hours or so on the Vigorous to the Max Clips channel. So it's all in YouTube Shorts format. You can find the link down below. So if you like to follow what kind of particular exercises I do with particular weights, right, I won't upload the same sets day in, day out, but every new exercise that I perform with respectable weight for a respectable rep range, they're all going to go on this Clips channel. And then all you have to do is watch one of the playlists. So let's say you're going in for quads. You click the quads playlist and you check out a couple exercises which might inspire you to put a workout together and see what kind of working weight, right, is a possibility on particular exercises that I tend to modify. Subscribe to that channel. I'm trying to grow that channel from the ground up. Vigorous crew, you guys know what to do. A front double bicep for you guys. Have a look at some of these related videos by yours truly, and I'll see you in the next video.